The council has assembled. They are eager to hear your report.
Good evening. We begin tonight's meeting of the council by calling the council to order. Hello to everyone, and thank you for joining us. The council is a live Twitch talk show and podcast discussing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I am Elise, and with me are my fellow council members, Redna.
Hi.
Magic Ace.
Yo.
And we have with us tonight Hollow Sechari, because Sechari is sick and he's not actually going to be on with us this evening with the chat. But everybody can wish Sechari get well wishes.
That's right. And tonight, we get to discuss, without Sechari's input, events in SWTOR.
And after our live broadcast, you can find our recorded episodes everywhere podcasts are found. Sorry, my 2-year-old's there. You can find our YouTube channel, and we have our live episodes that have been recorded posted there. And don't forget our website, thecouncilswotor.com. Check out all our social media, and don't forget Twitch. And if you're not sure what Twitch is, just find the Council SWTOR on Twitch. It's really easy. Google Twitch. I promise. Super great.
They should totally know if they're watching us to hear you say that. Maybe.
Podcast.
True.
Hey, I heard our YouTube video numbers were fairly good too, so.
Oh.
And it's not like I watch every single one and give it a thumbs up or anything to pad that at all. We're also on Facebook and
Are you
Twitter.
telling me you watch it at home and then on your phone and then on the work computer too?
Oh, no. Actually, I watch it at home when Magic Hubby gets home and we're snuggling. He's like, so how was the council tonight? I'm like, well, let's watch it and find out.
Oh, that's nice.
It is. So I personally liked Thanksgiving this year. I might have went to go see the Justice League. So I'm curious, how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Oh, I didn't have to cook. That's good. It was good. I have to travel for my Thanksgiving, so 35 people in a room, and I got to make a nice Thanksgiving craft, which is like the highlight of my Thanksgiving. Then I got to play games for the rest of the time, so.
Craft, like what?
Is this with family or with others?
Oh, you mean non-family? I mean,
Yeah,
I have
other.
we go to the extended family's house.
Okay.
So that's why I have to travel. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't work related. That's good.
No, I at least get Thanksgiving off. Don't get the day after, but I
I
get
know.
that.
I realize I've been wickedly spoiled for years now, having had both Thursdays and Fridays off, and working a normal Monday through Friday job. It was a delightful 4-day weekend.
Yeah, I'm jealous, but
We made scalloped potatoes.
I love those.
I've been making the stuffing in the pumpkin pie, but I decided to do something different this year. So
So do
turned
you
out
cook?
pretty well.
You cook
Yeah.
their Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I was going to cook. I was going to help my grandmother. I usually help her every year, but this year, one of my aunts that normally don't visit was here, and she wanted to do stuff. And I'm like, you mean I don't have to do stuff? Okay, I'll let you do that, I guess. No problem. So instead, I just chased my children around. We drove to the western side of the state, which is 3.5 hours away from where I live. But on the bright side, I got to go see the Justice League. And I know everybody's talking about the reviews that it's gotten, but I'm just saying, other than the kind of corny, cheesy ending where they're all standing with their arms crossed together, the rest of the movie was great.
Spoilers.
Okay, they're all standing with their arms crossed. Spoilers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but actually, it was really great. If you like anything DC, it's great.
I just like
Good.
Wonder
I
Woman.
haven't seen it.
That's all I care about. Wonder Woman.
Well, you should fix it. You should fix that and go see it because it was pretty good. I mean, I was pretty impressed because I thought it was going to be kind of corny because of what everybody was saying in the reviews. So, anyways, that's a little off topic, but I did want to support Justice League here. So go ahead, Elise.
So, we're over to the question of the week, as I had to swallow for a minute. So the poll this week was related to in-game events that correlate to real-world holiday events. So that was a good transition. So the exact question was, would you like to see events in-game that correlate to real-world holiday events? And I am getting ready to have some loudness, so be prepared. And it was a yes or no question. So can we send the poll to the chat, please?
Oh, I
Either
guess.
Hollow
Oh,
Sechari
yes.
or Lady Danny, I don't care who.
From Lady Danny. It's like the final countdown, but Lady Danny.
Yeah?
Ooh, she gets her own song.
So, what was the council's votes? Redna, what was your opinion on this?
Well, it really boils down to what correlate means. Yes, I would like to have them definitely be doing more events that correlate on the calendar with in game, basically. But as to do I want to see bunny rabbits and Easter eggs in SWTOR? No, not at all interested.
No, but you could have like pastel colored dyes that come out just like once a year. You know, that'd be pretty freaking sweet.
Or
yeah,
nerfs?
and that's
or
why,
nerfs
like, I
with
would like
bunny
to,
ears?
and I don't mind if there's some sort of like even a theme correlated, and we'll get into this later, but it had come up in our conversation, like rather than Easter bunny and eggs, we already have several different types of Oroki eggs. They could actually do, and they're on different planets, and you've got to go around to hatch them or whatever. Like they could actually do an event
That would be cool.
around, discovering an Oroki egg on every planet, since it's kind of generated from
So,
the game itself.
What you're saying is they're kind of like Hatchimals, right? See, just saying. I got a 5-year-old. I know what Hatchimals are. I got that.
I have no idea. Is that a Pokemon reference?
Thank goodness.
It's this
No,
little
it's
toy that you have to like pet it and move it around and stuff, and it actually literally pokes its way out of the egg. It hatches itself. It's pretty freaking cool. I don't want to buy one, but my son was enamored when I know someone who got one. He was like, "Oh, Mom, a Hatchimal." I'm like, I don't know what that is. So he had to show me. It's pretty good. So basically, Orokites are Hatchimals, just saying. So I'll tell you what I voted. I voted yes, just because the game gets a little stale here and there. Like, I go through periods of time where I'm really into it, and other times where I'm like, I'm gonna go play Mass Effect for a month. Like, it comes and goes. If there was a few more things, like, just like mini events, like this thing they've done right now with the Darth Hexid thing, just a small little event, small little achievement. If you want to participate, if you want this, then do these few things, be there. And I mean, like, the Life Day event is very low key, and it's not too obtrusive, other than in a raid people are lobbing snowballs at you, but other than that it's not really too intrusive. I personally like that, so I said yes.
Cool. Well, I agree with Redna. I think mostly I like some, like the Life Day thing. I think is cute, attempting to be like only lore friendly, I guess. So I think that's nice, but I absolutely think they could do more things with, say, in-game or like lore-related events, short-term ones. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
So I was a yes too. So are we ready for the actual results?
I think so.
Yes, everybody in chat done voting?
If not, now you got like 1 second.
You have 1 second. Get that
Done.
yes or no.
I
in.
got mine in. Just to be contrary, I said no.
Well, we had, out of 236 votes, 63% said yes, and 37% said no. So looks like a lot of people would like to see at least some kind of holiday events, depending on how they decided to interpret, correlate, I guess.
I mean, here's just an idea for, like, say, our Veterans Day. They could totally do something like that because of Republic troops and Imperial troops. Just something like, play your trooper today, get extra CXP, something like that, or get this exclusive pet on your, Imperial soldier, whatever. Like if you have Pierce, if you recruited Pierce, you get this, blah blah blah, because he's a soldier. I don't know. I'm not super creative. Okay, I'm just saying, like something interesting like that would be pretty cool. Just because it's like, oh hey, I want to jump on, knock this event out. It'll take me an hour. Boom, I got something cool. Instead of just people saying, give me free stuff, give me free stuff. You're working for something, then you get something for it. I like it. I like that idea.
So why don't we talk about SWTOR and in-game events?
Well, first, the chat room did come back. We got our results.
Oh, yeah?
It turns out, because of my last-minute contrary vote, we got a perfectly even split. Half yay, half nay.
Oh,
gosh,
that's
Red,
cool.
You're such a troublemaker.
It's all happiness and light in chat. Very nice, everyone. Give you claps.
Well, not everybody
Providing
voted
balance.
too, so a lot of people abstained from the vote. They're like, screw you, SWTOR. So, I mean, we don't really know how everybody feels, just the people who voted.
That's true. But
although, actually,
congrats.
if you take my vote out, it ends up matching our online results about perfectly. So
that's cool.
Pretty
so
nice.
First, I guess we should address what actual events we have in game before we actually discuss anything else further than that, in my opinion. We have the Rackle event, which is Thorn. We have Life Day. We have Gree, bounty contracts, the Nightlife, Narshada. The gamer anniversary. Like, we had the fireworks there for a while, which I've harped on before that I need more fireworks. And just recently
they did that
United
for 4th of July too. I think they put them on sale one year for really cheap for 4th of July.
Yeah, I would be cool with something like that. And I like how, like, on Life Day, you can buy different kinds of fireworks. Like the trees, like it lights up like a tree. That's the only Christmas tree they have.
Really?
That's pretty cool. I always buy like
a
stack of 15 of them on each character, and then throughout the year I'm like, Christmas for everyone. I mean, Life Day.
To be clear, to buy, you mean off of a vendor, right? Not
yes,
off
yes.
the
You can get them just from the Life Day vendor. I mean, he's in the same spot
Did not
every
know
year.
that.
Yep, he's there. Totally. And you don't need the little parcels to buy it. You can spend credits to buy that. So even if you don't want to go around lobbing the snowballs for parcels, it's actual credits for the fireworks. So I like those. So yes. And again, the United Forces is what is currently going on right now to get the Darth Hexid and the Mogul pet. And it's
if we're going to include that, then we have to talk about the original ones. We also had the original Rackle was actually fundamentally different than the existing one, which was a multi-day staged expanding event that actually ended with a permanent change to the very surface of Tatooine in game, which was pretty awesome. And we also had that scavenger hunt one that I always forget the name of, that we've never even seen reinterpreted in the game, which is which is really cool. And that was actually to bring in the Terra from Beyond expansion.
Oh, yes.
And then we had, there's one more, United Force. Oh, the original DVL.
Oh, yes. I forgot about DBL.
I kept whispering it. I guess you didn't hear it. I was like, Dark versus Light.
I did not.
Dark versus Light.
Yeah, no, I forgot
the one
about
I'm super thrilled about. Yeah, I did it all, 100%. Okay, I just had to brag for a second. Okay, I'm good. No, there for a while they were saying they were going to do that again. It has yet to come back, and I don't know if it will, but maybe now that they've given us the Darth, or they are in the process of giving us the Darth Hexid tune, maybe they're not going to do it now, because they already had that companion, like, ready to go. So for the people who didn't get her, who are like, hey, I want this companion, now they're giving it to us, and they're like, oh, I'm just done with Dark versus Light now. That's what I think.
But they could do something different. I mean, there are other rewards in game that they could either re-offer up or do new, create something new, if they wanted to. I liked Dark versus Light, but I did as much as I wanted, which I did one character on both sides, and I was like, whew, I was good.
And frankly, I kind of liked that they had, because you were able to get the companion without doing all of them, right?
Correct.
No.
The only thing for doing everything was the UFO.
I got the blue girl.
Really, I thought the 2 mounts and the 2 armor sets came from completing the event.
Well, there was
Because
2
every time I get a
stages.
mail, when I get a mail from making a new character, it gives me her, the like little hollow communicator you click on, 2 armor sets, the Victorious, Trailblazer, and whatever
I got
the
that.
other Titans, and then 2 mounts.
I got the same armor
Which
set you're
mount did
talking
you
about.
get?
I got a small little one that has these 2 little exhaust ports in the back, and it's actually kind of cool. They shoot out to the side a little bit, and it's like a shiny polished silver. And then the disc that has the flare where you can shoot from the little gun that you're holding.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. So I didn't also get the last 2 pieces. I think you had to finish off the leveling thing. You had to do the whole thing. So I got
all that
3/4
too.
of it, and I'm
for
happy
the
with what I had.
XP bonuses.
Yeah.
Yes. I just actually mailed that to another tune today because I'm like, all right, another tune to 65. I can swap this gear to someone else.
Yeah.
Well, and the original Rat Ghoul event, it was actually on the surface of the planet. So anybody that plays the game today, Rat Ghoul happens almost monthly at this stage, and it does change planets, which is nice. And to be fair, while they did reinterpret it, and I did throw a little shade at the fact that I didn't feel was as good as the original, I do think that if they were going to take a concept and introduce it in a repetitive fashion, and they didn't want to straight up duplicate what they'd done before, I am very favorable on the Rat Ghoul one, simply because it does take you to different locations. It has different achievements for those different locations, and it did introduce an entirely new zone to go explore with a new ops boss, and even little there's world bosses on the surface of whatever planet it's on at the time. So it's actually pretty well involved as far as an event goes, and I'm pleased with that. And also like the dozens of pets that you can get, and there's decorations and outfits. The original Rat Ghoul event only had one outfit that each day that you continued to complete another leg of it, you got another piece for it, and it was this horrible orange white. I don't know what our language classification is for this show, but it looked like a penis. So the helmet did anyway. It was pretty bad.
As long as you're using anatomically correct terms, I think we're going to be okay.
I mean, I actually have it, so I'd have to go dig through and find it and just show it to you, but because it's really bad. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Whereas the scavenger hunt one, the original Gree, the introduction of the Gree anyway, that one was actually really interesting because you got a sand person outfit, a unique bloodlines, something like that, sand person outfit. And it was really nice because it had a really deep, rich red and darker color tones to it. So it was very distinct from the other sand person outfits that we've had in the game, even still to date, but still really cool looking, I thought.
That is cool. I mean, I do like out of those kind of base ones between Rat Ghoul or Thorn or whatever and Gree, I like Gree better just because I like the stuff with Gree.
And Ely on D2 did finally remind me, it's the Chevin event.
Is that what the original?
Yeah, that's what the scavenger hunt was called, the Chevin event.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think that's been mentioned. There was a mount with that, right?
Yeah, the one that everybody loved was the broken down speeder mount. So it sparked and shot out smoke as it was driving along.
I actually seen someone riding one today on pubside.
They actually
Musco's like favorite mount or something like that. Was that one or something?
I know it was Chill from SWTOR's favorite one for a long time, and it might be one of Musco's too. Because and for the longest time, it was actually it wasn't one of the scalable versions because it came out before the scalable was available. And because they wanted everybody who did the event to be able to use it, they also had it at the slowest speed so that the lowest level could use it. Which was also appropriate for a broken down speeder. It couldn't go very fast.
Yeah, I actually think our peers would love that. They're like, oh, my broken piece of crap speeder can only go speeder piloting 1. Woo! So, do you think there's anything with the current events that they have that's gone wrong? Like they need to fix and haven't fixed? Because I honestly can't think of anything really except for maybe the drop rate of that one pet that I really need to finish off Lord of the Racklings for the eyeless. It drops so rarely, and I never get the stupid thing. I've been trying for years. Okay, anyways, is there anything other than that that you can think of that is just ridiculous and needs to be fixed?
Yeah, the fact that there's a hidden achievement for poisoning others that you have to do 1,000 times before you can get 100% on all your events. Rawr, that's too much. It goes
Unless
from
you're a
100
troll,
and then it says
then it's fine.
you've gotten them all done. At least every one of them's highlight, except, geez, you've only got 96% on this one event. Why is it? I don't know. Oh, because you have to go look up online. Well, because you still have to do it 900 more times.
Well,
What happens with you completionists? If you just chill and we're just like, whatever. You wouldn't care. You'd be like,
With that-
oh, look,
with that tone of
I'm
voice,
at
whatever.
96%. That's awesome. Moving on.
No, I mean, honestly, there are actually, I think, little epic fails. I mean, of course, I think the dullest, most idiotic event is the nightlife event, unquestionably. Like, go click on this object and see what happens.
I like that one.
I would
There's nothing
actually
to
be more.
finish.
I would be more okay with that one if the wheel actually meant anything. Like, you zoom in and there's a little thing that spins, right? It doesn't relate to anything to do with whether or not you win. So, like, at least make it visually match whatever's about to happen for you. Like, I'd
I
like
don't know
to
what you're talking
see.
about. It matches for me. Like, so on the guild ship, I buy the little token from the person, and then I go over here and I click on it. And if it gets in the little 3-tier thing, I get either my token back or some reputation. If it lands right in the middle where that little wedge is, then I get a prize or whatever. Like, that's, I've watched it multiple
Your
times.
ship? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe I
I
have
think she
the
means
perfect.
when she goes to the casino. That's what she
No,
means.
you can get the actual ones that you can gamble all year for reputation on the guild ship.
Oh,
I do those all the time on
Wow. I stopped
Shadowlands,
doing
not
that when they
Shadowlands,
made
Starforge.
it.
On Starforge, I do those all the time, and I've gotten really high rep. Okay, I watch those things intently. It works.
I have never used those. I probably should, but I have never used those.
I'm like right down from champion. I'm one underneath it now. I'm like, I need to quit blowing money on this, but I'm almost done.
I liked Nightlife, but I like it because of the decos that you can get with it. Same thing with Life Day. I like the Wampa rug and stuff, which I did not have enough last time. So that bummed me out. And the fireplace.
My brother-in-law
like
gave
that.
me all of his parcels. He gave me like 97 parcels. I'm like, yay, another Wampa rug on the way. Woo!
Are this
I'm jealous.
tradable?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Elise, I can give you a whole bunch of those.
No, wait, me first. Me first. Split them evenly. We're the
I still
council.
have-
We're 4 of us.
I don't have the patience to sit there and throw snowballs at people. Like my
No, I
attention
have the
span is
packages.
like
I
this
have the
long.
rewards.
I worked it into my heels rotation the first time that was an event that I did, and I was like, you know what? I can totally work this in. Boom, Colto shell. Boom, I got my snowball. Oh, Colto missile. Boom, another snowball. The whole
that's
raid
actually a
is
good
covered.
idea. That would be hysterical for people to do that during WOG.
People are
But
like,
anyway.
I'm lagging. Put those snowballs away. I'm like, no, I've got another parcel. It's awesome. So
Yeah, and I like.
I want
the
to know,
stuff-
Elise, is there anything specific you don't like? Because we know Redna doesn't like the hidden achievement, but you're so chill. So what is it that you don't like?
You mean an event in particular, or how they're run?
How it's or anything in the event, achievements, how it's done, or things not done.
I like the game anniversary. Really did like that. But like the Rackle event, they totally could tweak. So I didn't get to see any of this stuff that Redna's talking about. Nor have I ever played either of the two kind of related flashpoints. Right, Can, Under Siege, and Lost Island or whatever, because they're not a group finder ever, right? So
They don't pop for you.
are they actually in the rotation? When I started, they weren't.
Yeah.
Those two weren't in there, and there was a couple others that were never in the.
When the Lost
Rotate.
Island got
They're all in now, especially
gave that
after they
nerd
nerf added. But
I don't do them very
the
often.
problem is that a lot of these there are only a few specific ones with the introduction of the CXP process that actually pop, because people will deliberately uncheck anything that isn't fast and satisfying for their CXP.
That would be me. So I'm complaining. They're like, this is the 14th time today I've got Hammer Station. I'm like, well, bro, you should probably stop queuing with me then.
I mean, I don't care, but it would be nice if maybe they linked those two. I like it when they do an event that encourage people to actually consume the related content. So if they gave extra XP for CXP for those two flashpoints, more people would do them. Or maybe
that's a brilliant idea. While the event is around, do these flashpoints for extra. Yeah.
Also, maybe encouraging people with more XP, maybe on the planet that it's on, with any related like quest chains. Also, maybe
even
you get
like Conquest, how they do it with Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So anything that's like on the planetary, like on Terrace or whatever, let's say the planetary quest line that has to do with the Rackle stuff, have extra XP with that maybe, or you get a reward if you finish them, or another achievement or something for those who care about that. There's so many ways they could actually do more with Rackle that they used to and they don't now. So those of us who've come later, really kind of, we all are like,
well, a lot of this stuff is actually still available. What you have is a circumstance where in game, the ability of the game developers to implement like natural guidance to locations where things can be done or discovered. Like, you pretty much have to go on to Dolphy and ask, what's the stuff that goes on with this event? And then she lists it out, and then you go and figure that out, right? Where realistically, I believe it's still the case that every time the Rat Ghoul event is in town, if you go do Kaon, and there's an extra boss that will drop you a special pet only during the event. Right? But you don't know that unless you
don't get Lord of the Racklings unless you get it.
Right.
I only need one from the eyeless, but people are greedy and they never let me get it. I'm like, come on, guys, let's do this. I need this pet. They're like, okay, and every single one of them freaking need it on it. I'm like, can you not just help a guildie out? No, you freaking can't.
I need it on every one of my characters. I've only got it on 5 right now.
Yeah, well, I only need one, period, on my whole account, and I can transfer to every other server so that it's on all of them. But no, greedy people.
Oh, wait, can you unlock it in your collections?
No, but for your legacy, you only need one.
Oh,
so then you move your legacy, and so you have Lord of the Racklings everywhere, which is what I need, and I'm really freaking ticked I don't have it. I've been working for years. I have everything for that event done except for one. I have to get that thing, and then I have to kill the tunnel lurker with that pet out.
I want to say that I helped Zacho do the tunnel lurker.
Well, the tunnel lurker drops a pet as well, but that's not the one I want. I want the one from the eyeless.
Yeah.
I love hearing the kid run back and forth.
I'm trying to mute it. She keeps coming up to me for graham crackers, and so I'm like, here, just eat this. Just eat it.
So funny.
So,
well, one more.
Okay.
Well, wait. First, actually, what is going on? What's involved in the event with United Forces? I don't think we've talked about it on the show, and frankly, I don't actually know what it is.
So the first part of it was the increased CXP, right? That was for a hot second. I didn't get to play any of it. So, I mean, I didn't get any of it because it was like a week or less, I think, right? And then the other pieces where you had to group. So it was 3...
queuing for the 3
PvP, yes, correct. And then 3... PvE ones, and I did flashpoints, and thank goodness Magic came and helped because that was painful.
Because you have to have
the thing I actually ran into that stupid looking for group thing is that it had to be available. So then I just set it up. Okay, queue for everything. Okay, I just did story mode uprising. Uncheck that one. Now queue for everything else. Okay, now I've done veteran mode. Flashpoint, uncheck that. because it has to be available as something to do in order to get credit for it for the event.
I don't have time for that crap. I just swapped to 3 different characters that had the dailies available and did it that way.
I know how
Veteran
long
mode,
it
so I
takes
could
you to
blow
log
through it.
in, and I'm pretty sure that doing a flashpoint is faster than your login screen.
No, because you have to have the daily, and so if you get like, oh, I don't know, the Battle for Ilum or something like that, that takes a whole lot longer. I guarantee you, I could swap and get Hammer Station done 3 times faster than that.
Yeah,
so
we that's exactly what I did. So thank goodness I had 2 people to know what they were supposed to do. So
I was like, I got you, Elise, let's do this. Swap characters. She's like, well, should I be this or this? I'm like, just pick what you want. We'll build around it. And she's like, well, I don't know. I'll do this. I'm like, Elise, we're doing this for you. Pick a freaking tune and we'll build the rest of the group with it. She's like, okay.
Is there anything more that's coming in relation to this event then after these 3?
The United Forces? Well, we've got CXP
Double
again,
CXP.
right? In December.
And it's like the Valor and XP as well, which I love the Valor part because I only had 1 tune to 100. So it's really nice to get them all up to, at least 50.
Yeah, I'm going to be PvPing my way through that. So
have they ever done anything for the anniversary other than some kind of in-game pet or fireworks or whatever?
Well,
now they do the May the 4th crap, but before that, it was from the anniversary of launch. They did fireworks. Mm-hmm. So
you got I really like the fact that the last anniversary they gave us, for those of us who weren't here for the original, to get the Jawa balloon, but Jawa whatever, they gave
the
you that.
Jawa.
So you could get that. Yeah, so you could get that achievement. So they did re-release something that counted.
I think Celebration Jaw was the second one they allowed you to get.
And then they also gave you, for me, since I don't have a Revan or a Doctor, whatever the heck his name is. I liked the Senya thing so that at least I can pass. I actually paid the stupid 400 cc's, which is another discussion all of its own, that it costs that much.
He's bitter he doesn't have my Hollow Hut.
Yeah, so I could do that. But so I really liked those. I loved the artwork 2 years ago because, since again decos, I really enjoyed that.
I really liked that too. That was a nice addition. I'm glad you brought that up.
The remote control Ebon Hawk, I liked that. That was cute. So I thought they've done a nice job with rewards with the anniversary, at least so far, I think. But I've only been here 3 years now, so I haven't seen everything. So I'm not.
So
I'm not cynical yet because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, see, I really liked when you got 60 of the special fireworks to throw off, and then we got that Ranker mount that we got to ride. We got the whole outfit of stuff. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating some of that. There was no Ranker.
Yeah, no, but around Halloween, it's not an event per se, but around Halloween they have all these interesting, creepy decos that they have on the cartel market, and then they have the phantasmal Rackleen and things like that. Those are freaking cool. I'm just saying. Every time those come up, I'm like, yes, I love it. I love this event, and I save up my cartel coins for 3 months so that I have cartel coins to buy this crap because it only comes around once a year. And they have that weird brainy outfit, where you can see the top of the brain and the rest of it's all black. They put those out once a year, so it's not necessarily an event, but that goes back to our question where we were talking about should they be connected in some way. That's kind of a way that they're doing a non-event event, so to speak, because you can only get it during this week of window, from Tuesday to Tuesday. And I was kind of thinking I like that Alderaan is used and Tatooine as well, but I want something like Voss. I want to go to Voss and do epic stuff, some kind of event for Voss, but I feel like that's something that's lacking. If they made a bigger show notes, it'd be great.
Somebody put in the show notes, just tying off of that, is I hadn't even thought about this, but this is great. Seasonal events correlated with the seasons and representative planets, aka Hoth for winter, Alderaan spring, Tatooine summer, and Voss for the fall. I never would have thought of any planet for the fall, but Voss is perfect.
I didn't see the word seasons. That makes sense now.
Yeah,
that would be freaking
originally the Gree event had been meant to be a winter thing, like around the Christmas time, and that they would come in. And what happened was they said, okay, we're going to do it now, and then it'll be a long break. And they gave it to us for a week. And people that hadn't been in the game when it was around before were like, WTFML, I can't even get enough reputation tokens in order to get anywhere in order to buy stuff, or get any of these purple helixes without having 5 billion characters that most people don't have. So then they were like, oh, okay, well, then we'll bring it back every single month for the rest of time. And it's like, I think I kind of would like them to actually get the clue that it's not about doing it every month. It's more about, like, I like the idea of an annual event, but give it to me for 2 or 3 weeks so I can actually invest myself into it.
Here's a little thing.
They need to be longer.
Here's a little thing that ties into that planet thing. It's not an event unless you make it one. I'm just saying, because with the new content and you're trying to recruit companions back, you can go to like Hoth and Ilum to recruit these people. Sorry, like Kaizen and Zalek, and who's the other one? The little Jawa for the bounty hunter. Blizz. Yes, you can get Blizz.
I love
those. You can make those into events. Like, you can get a whole guild together and be like, okay, we're gonna get this companion. Everybody, let's go and go kill and get the Jagath points and stuff like that. Like, I personally would totally do that for a guild event. Just saying. At least get on that.
Okay, I'll get on that. If they make it, we will come.
Now, the classical one that I actually would like to get you guys feedback on other ideas, but the classical one that to me always seemed natural, because BioWare has always been fairly forthright with the notion that they don't want to recreate Earth-based holidays within the Star Wars galaxy, although they do put a freaking pumpkin into the game. But whatever, Sechari really likes it, so we'll let him enjoy it.
Oh, the snowblower and the jolly guy with the beard and the red outfit. That's totally not Earth-oriented at all.
I know, and not really very Life Day oriented either. But I really like the fact that the conclusion of the whole Dread Guard, or no, what are they? The Dread Council. The whole Dread Council storyline, the Dread Masters, thank you, which had started as a side planet quest thing, or maybe it was a single class or something, where you'd gone in and actually gotten them released from the prison. It ended up culminating in, an event that led into the whole Terror from Beyond threat that you had to stop. You had actually even explosive conflict because Kefis lives forever, and he definitely was working with them the whole time.
I love Kefis. Everyone's like, I hate Kefis so much. I'm like, you haters, you don't know how to appreciate it.
Kefis is fun, and it's culture born from the game and community built around it. Love it or hate it, I think it's great.
I just love it because I have a Kaizen that has that customization. I'm like, I got something you don't have. So now I love Kefis.
That's okay. You can have it.
Yeah, I didn't care before I got that customization. Then I was like, oh, Kefis.
But so the nice thing was the conclusion. The Dread Fortress, Dread Palace was released around October, which would be an excellent time to then, the following year, have an in-game celebration for the downfall of the Dread Masters. And you could have it on Oricon, which is all about freaking possessed bodies and zombie-like entities and, like, it's all about the planet itself, and not to mention all the decorations, these like melted skulls and flaming things, and I mean, it would have been a great Halloween-style theme that could have been directly derived from the in-game event and do something around that.
And then they could have made it more than 1 week too. Other games do their kind of spooky stuff in October for more than a week.
Right, because some people have lives and they can't be on at all maybe that week, or like one night that week, and so then they miss the rest of the event. That's why for the first 2 years I never did the Gree event or the Bounty Contract event or Thorn, because it always happened when I was busy. So when I finally did the thing, everyone else was like, all the veterans that I played with, they're like, oh yeah, I finished that last year. I'm like, oh, I just started, dang it. And it's because I had a life, I had stuff to do.
I have done 5 bounty contracts total ever, and they're all the first 2, because I always start at the easy ones and trying to work my way up. I get busy, and by the time I come back, it's over. So I've never done all of them to see what happens. Something about a kingpin, right? I've never I've never. I don't even know what that.
I would like the
is, 'cause I've
Nightmare
never-
Pilgrim to be like put into the Halloween thing. Just saying, Nightmare Pilgrim. Okay, that'd be awesome.
Well, the other thing I said too, I suggested was, okay, so if we don't want things that are related to real life, fine, I get that. There's so many things that are in the Star Wars universe that could be done in the game. Important battles on Tython or something like that, and something to do with that, or, around, not to be morbid, but, Princess Leia, Alderaan, anniversaries. We could have the cinnamon bun, a new version of the cinnamon.
That is so insensitive.
Or the new her classic outfit or something available at the vendor, whatever. I mean, there are so many ideas.
I think that's that's good.
I don't need that one. I want the one with the white one with the.
Here's a question for you, because I'm not
so
familiar.
Descriptive. Thank you.
I know. This one. The arms.
That one.
Anyway.
So I'm not familiar with, because I haven't done the latest story elements, but as I understand it, they have within it now baked in capabilities for you to be something else, right? Like a droid or a mouse droid or a walker, I think was another one I heard about. So they have these tools in place. Is that an object that you need to click to become something?
On what are you talking about? Like Iocath, you could be a mouse droid or a
right.
A walker.
So
that's part of their.
How was it that you became the mouse droid? Did you click on an object to be a mouse droid, or?
Well, first you had to pick up like the little daily for it, and then you had to go click a terminal, and the terminal allowed you to transport into it. Also, if you have the HK Shroud of Memory or something like that, the HK storyline, you can also be a mouse droid in that. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there was a story mechanic where you became a mouse droid to finish it. So it was that one, huh? I couldn't remember if it was that one or if it was the end of the first batch. There's
the one of the new content chapters that you can also be a mouse droid. You have to go click on the terminal, and then once you've done your job, it expires and you can't access it anymore.
Kotet.
Okay.
Wasn't it Kotet that you had like a chapter that you had to be a mouse droid for certain parts?
I think so. To unlock a door, you had to be a mouse droid 3 times to go unlock the door. Yeah.
It was like a stealth. It was like a stealth type mission. You had to be the mouse droid to try and stealth past the.
Yeah, it was that.
From all accounts, people really enjoyed this incorporation of being something else, right? Because I'm thinking it's high time. We haven't had a legit, repeatable event released in quite a while. I wouldn't mind if they incorporated some of this new tech. Maybe it's you need to, I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know, Mech Wars Day or something, and then you have to go click on a door and you go in and you become an AT walker and fight each other for special event rewards or something. I don't know. Or
that would be pretty cool to try and do like a King of the Mountain kind of a thing, and like in PvP. Now that would be a lot of development there, but
all I can think of is Mulan.
If you were in like the walker or whatever, like you are in one of the chapters, that would be kind of interesting. Your PvP team had to take down somebody that's in the walker. That would be kind of cool.
Oh my gosh, PvP team! Don't get my hopes up, Elise. Okay.
The thing I'm actually remembering from a different game was that there were objects that you could click on, and then it would put a debuff on you. But what the debuff was, hey, you now look like something else, or you have new attributes to yourself. So like, you're invisible to everybody around you, or you look like a pirate,
That would be cool.
And
yeah,
I
like
was thinking,
skins. You click on skins in your like inventory, and it just changes.
But it's usually just like a consumable, and it only lasts X amount of time, and it's available during the event. That's the sort of stuff I would like to see that I haven't seen them really take advantage of in an event yet. Because then you could
get it in Rackle, kind of when you like get all green and drippy and stuff. You get it a little bit.
When you get
there
sick and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I wouldn't mind seeing something like different.
Which they could even do. Yes, like Sechari today. That's what.
So basically, you're telling me Sechari has the Reckle plate. Got it.
So, but I would think actually you could do something like that in conjunction with an Oricon style event, right? Where you click it, and then all of a sudden, all of the enemies think that you're possessed, right? And so you can go wander around and interact with things in a different state. because you're not aggroing or something.
Mhm.
But I don't know, and I agree with you. I think that you could have some sort of annual. Heck, you know what they could do? I know that this does sound a little morbid, but it would be totally appropriate. Is that they actually had an Alderaan repeatable event annually around the time of the passing of Carrie Fisher,
That's what I said.
in honor of her.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that connection because that would be ideal.
Yeah, that would be good,
That-
right?
That would just be so weird. All the weirdos would come out with and say terrible things and just be gross. And I mean, have you seen Gen Chat? Probably not, because you turn your chat
No,
off,
I
Red
turned
Nut,
it
but
off. Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure that would open the doors, like the floodgates of the creepies and weirdos would come out, and I'd be like, please turn off my
Doing
chat.
something good shouldn't be protected by the fear of others behaving badly.
But that's your definition of good.
I tend to agree with Red. Well, I mean, people can choose to participate or not participate. So,
Which is
and
just not told.
Yeah, and there could be another one, some sort of Android-related ones. Sechari put this into our notes now. Something at the time that Kenny, R2D2, when he had his passing, that would be a really interesting way for them, without having to put their caricatures in game, which I know some people were hoping they would do, but they could still address, acknowledge, and even memorialize these legends that have contributed so much to Star Wars.
But the
In a
thing
Star
is,
Wars fashion,
these actors are getting up in years, though, because there's going to come a time where the rest of them start to follow, because that's the way of life, not being morbid, that's the way of life. And if we start that, if Star Wars starts that, the Old Republic, SWTOR starts it, they're going to have to keep doing that. Otherwise, the backlash from it would be quite loud, and people would throw fits.
But I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I know you don't,
have
because you're not a developer.
Suddenly we have an extra awesome amount of new events being incorporated in the game. Oh, that would be so horrible.
I mean,
but let's be realistic. The game's not going to last 20 more years. There's not going to be that many people that pass in that time.
So that's what you think.
Well, but the compromise would be, instead of doing one for each individual person, they could do one big one. Maybe they do one on Tatooine in honor of the first movie.
They could do it around Memorial Day.
They could have, the band in there playing the, an actual, animated band in there playing the song, and, somebody make an offhand comment that was from the movie. I mean, there could be something on Tatooine that represents all of it. I mean, there's ways they could do it that
I would be fine with something like that.
Labor intensive, that gives an homage to what that we're trying to get at, that is doable. But to do that, we actually have to put the question out there, or the suggestion has to be made, and then work through it. They could do tie-ins too. I don't know why they haven't done that either. They did it for the first one, right? The Force Awakens. No, Battlefield 1. If you bought Battlefield 1, you got a code for an outfit in SWTOR.
Battlefield? You mean Battlefront?
Or Battlefront 1. Yeah, you got the Hoth outfit. So
how do I go find that?
And
code?
now you get the second little droid that comes down for if you put in Special Forces.
You get a droid.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered in a few years.
Yeah. I want to say it was a pre-order code that you got with Battlefront 1. But I could be wrong. You could Google it probably and find out what exactly it was to get that out.
Because I definitely bought the game, but I didn't buy it right away.
Yeah.
I don't think I pre-ordered, unless maybe that was the last pre-order.
It was it was a special exclusive code that you got. So they should be doing more than that. They could do something on Island with the Kyber crystals with the first movie, right? Something about whatever.
Yes.
Whatever. So they're leaving money and time and content.
I know that this might be a spoiler, but I gotta ask: have they brought back Malgus yet?
No.
Okay.
He's
so
still dead.
if they decided,
okay.
Well, I know he was in that trailer, and so a lot of people thought that he'd eventually return. But either way, it would be cool to actually have an event around him as well. The guy that actually wanted to make the Empire not be racist, and actually wanted to change them in a direction not led by a mass murdering megalomaniac, who ended up dying, but
Yeah. I would be cool with that kind of change. I think something like that would need to be like another playable class, like a story that happens after the current events that have come out that you can start off on a new planet with a new race, and they're changing the Empire, because now with Athena leading, the Empire's different. You know, so I think something like that would totally be doable, but it would have to, you know, work its way into the story and not just be like, change, done.
Well, and significantly, what I would really
cool.
like to actually see is some kind of recurring event. More than anything else, that's straight from the game, and I think is very worthy of an event, is something tying into Revan. You know, now that we've concluded that primary story, which has been going on for multiple games and over a decade, and novels as well, you know, I would love to actually see some recurring event for Revan. And I think there's an excellent opportunity where they could go back to, on the Imperial world, the Revanites, and tie it into that area, maybe expand a little bit on Droman Kos and give it its own little event zone or something, or something different, so that it's inclusive of both Imperial and Republic. But I do think that a Revan-themed annual event would be cool.
Yep, and like I said before, ESO has an event this year. It's actually finishing up today, I want to say. Their anniversary of one of their DLCs. The DLC area has double rewards for their dailies and any of their nodes in the area, and that's what ESO, because I have to bring in another game all the time, it did with their anniversary. They could do the same thing with the Shadow of Revan storyline.
Sechari says Revan is a human Kephis. His key is coming back. I'm sure
so
Bastila didn't feel that way, since, you know, she had to raise her kid without him, but that's cool. The rest of us can still suffer Revan. I'm saying that from the standpoint of a wife, so I'm like, oh yeah, you know, he never dies. That's cool. I'll just raise my kid by myself because you're so busy not dying. Thanks. So, as far as the tie-ins, I'm okay with events coinciding. Like, I would be fine with like the memorial idea. That would be great, like a memorial or a tribute to those who have fallen in the war and blah blah blah. Because now we have had another war. We've had one with Zakul, and then we've had the war for Iokath. I mean, that's a whole lot of freaking wars in this time span of like one life, one human life. So that's a lot of war. I'd be perfectly fine with doing something like that, because it would totally be plausible in game. You know, just saying. Sorry, I had to. Anyways, I think it would be plausible, because in game it would totally make sense, and then it would coincide with, at least, like, maybe people in other countries won't get it because they may not do the things that we do, but in this country we have, you know, things like that, and it is an American company that's made this game, and so some people are like, I think this is stupid. I seen one comment, someone was like, I think that's stupid. It's not like the rest of the world celebrates that. I'm like, so you're saying basically screw us because you don't celebrate it? Thanks. But I don't think it should be like that. I think it should just be like, you know, events. Have an event. Everybody just celebrate. Be Star Wars. Forget about what country actually celebrates the real world version of that. Just play Star Wars. That's what I think. I think it's being neglected.
There can be more. And I think they need to take some, we need a little more time in between the usual suspects.
What, you mean you don't want to do Thorn 6 times a year?
I do not do Rakul now. I think I'm so behind in my reputation in that because I just haven't done it. I did it a whole bunch at the beginning, and I was like,
Yeah, this is the advantage to actually having been here from the beginning of the game. I pretty much maxed out every reputation as they came out, so it never seemed like that much work. But if I had more than one to work on at a time, that would just not be fun.
Yeah. I think I've maxed out Gree because I like the stuff you can buy at Gree, so that was more
the
important.
Offhands.
Yeah, exactly.
Booyah.
But
and their main hands are way cuter than the Thorns.
Exactly. And the armor sets are better in Gree than they are in Thorn, and they're ugly. So, all right. Well, any last thoughts?
We know that's all that matters. The ugly.
That's the only reason why I do stuff.
Because they're ugly?
No, because they're cute. If they're ugly,
okay, gotcha.
I don't care. So, any last thoughts?
Yeah, my last thought would be give us more events, SWTOR. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
I agree.
Thank you.
Well, and most importantly, events. I do think generally I prefer things a little bit more expansive than, say, the nightlife event. And honestly, even the bounty contract event gets fairly stale fairly quickly. But that might just be because they were doing it like every 3 weeks there for a while. But I do like the larger, more comprehensive events like the Gree and the Rat Ghoul, where you've got ops bosses and world bosses and little threads to unravel and go around to different locations.
I liked the going to the different locations. I did that one time with Mox, but I've actually not done any of the world bosses with Gree ever. So it's probably something I need to put on the calendar, frankly. But anyway,
that's a good idea. I'm good with that. No, I'm good. I'm good. What about you, Edna? Anything else?
No, don't you have somebody to say thank you to?
Oh, yeah, my daughter was trying to bite my finger for a graham cracker, so I had to mute the mic. Yes. So I'm going to try to get through this very quickly. It's not rude. It's just because I have a 2-year-old. Thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate everyone who talked in chat. Thank you so much for doing the straw poll. We love so much that you love this game. We love this game too, and we really, 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 really love that you love it because we love it. And anybody who has subscribed or followed or did anything with Patreon, we love you guys. Thank you so much. And we hope you have a really great night. Tune in for our next straw poll.
That was awesome.
And with that, it brings us to the end of the episode. The council is adjourned. If you'd like to reach us, you can email us at thecouncil@thecouncilswotor.com. You can find Elise on Twitter at abrown35.
That's
Magic Ace at the Magic Ace with the JK in the middle. You can find me
Just kidding.
on Twitter at R3DN4. See, because there's an at before our names. So it's at the @. Yeah. And Sechari is himself Sechari at I am Sechari. Don't forget to visit our website, www.thecouncilswotor.com, and follow us on social media. Also, don't forget our, give us
Patreon.
Credits page at patreon.com/thecouncilswotor. That's it for this week, guys. May the force be with you.
May the Empire ever serve. Yes.
Night.
Good night. Well, graham cracker?
I understand.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
Forgive me, Master.